1987 Buick Grand National. Just going to get on the highway here. This is car number 95 of 547 cars. We're humming. It's 80 miles per hour in 80 kilometer zone. Whoops. This car has 14,181 actual miles and is one of the best documented cars we've had in a long time. There's a history folder with it that includes absolutely every single piece of documentation you'd want with a car, and we'll go through that binder with you, but it has its original bill of sale, its original window sticker, all of the original warranty documents, all the original owner's manuals, the original finance contract that the original owner financed the car, all the New York registrations from, I believe it was 1987 was the first registration. It has all of the insurance cards from the New York owner. Anyway, on and on and on and on. So there's every piece of documentation. All the mileage is documented on the insurance cards throughout the vehicle's life. So it's absolutely missing nothing that you'd want with a car with such low mileage. This is car number 95. They made 547 cars, and this was one of those cars that was a very, very special car in its time because it was the fastest, was it, Joel?
It was for 1987, I think it was the fastest production car, faster than an F40, faster than a 930 turbo.
Perfect.
In the quarter mile.
So it's a 3.8 liter intercooled V6 with a turbocharger, and just a really nice car to drive. We're just heading down the highway now, obviously going at the 45-50 mile an hour mark, and you know, it's a quiet, pleasant car to drive. If you get on the throttle, it shifts down, pulls back, and feels great. The interior of the car is literally like brand new. The only modification is this here, cellular telephone, likely from when the car was new or very close to. Other than that, everything is stock in the car. All the radio, all the air conditioning, everything is a stock system. Automatic transmission is they all have. The GNX was unique and did not have T-tops available like what was the G?
Well, the Grand National and the Regal.
Yeah, so it was a more rigid car, flared fenders, 16-inch wheels. What else was different on the GNX?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So the gauge cluster, you can see in front of Tim, that's an analog gauge cluster with readouts for voltage and temperature and all the rest, but that was digital, I believe, in the Grand Nationals and of course the Regals. Yeah, wider fender flares on these cars. Everything was completely black, grille, everything. It was before that was a trendy, cool thing, and you can get black optics packages and night packages. I'd say these guys are probably one of the first to do it. The venting on the fenders was a GNX thing that McLaren did. What else?
Ooh, McLaren?
Yeah. The rear suspension has a track bar and a unique setup off the rear diff, so that was completely different to aid in traction in handling. That was a big change. I believe bushings were different on the GNXs. Quite a bit of stuff. This car, as Tim said, has a lot of documentation that goes along with it that shows its history all along the way. I believe it to be a 3-owner car. It's been in Canada, I believe, since 2019, and I think it's just been in collections all the way along. You'll see some history on the internet about it. This also has the GNX bag. Inside is the GNX back jacket in an XL, and there's actually a golf shirt as well, so that all comes with the car. But as Tim said, the interior is extremely clean. All the seats, all the surfaces, everything is very, very close to new. The surfaces of the piano black plastics in the gauge cluster, in and around the stereo, in the center console, all of that stuff is very impressive. Same with door panels, both here in the back and on the doors. But it's quite a cool car to drive. It's like Tim said, it was one of the fastest cars, or the fastest production car in the quarter mile in 1987. Surprisingly beating out an F40. Maybe that's because of the tall gearing of the F40, but yeah. So we're selling this car out of Blaine, Washington, back in the US on a US title. Most likely it'll be an Ohio title. So you can factor your shipping or anything to do with the logistics of the car. It'll be coming from Blaine, Washington. I think Tim's gonna let her rip here.
Let's just get into it. Oh, it pulls.
I think the transmission was an upgraded transmission from the Grand National as well. You can feel it's pretty hard shifts actually.
It moves out of from a dead stop. You can hear that turbo howl a little, and just pulls all the way through. Right up, we went up to 80 miles per hour there, and it shifted quickly, easily, and smoothly. Obviously, it knocks into the gears pretty quick. Let's try the radio. That's the Concert Sound 2 package. So radio works. Well, it's just an extremely clean car. We'll do a walk around video and show you the entire exterior, all the documents that go with the vehicle, which is probably the most impressive part. But these have really caught on in the last few years. We've seen a few of them sell at Barrett-Jackson in the 250, 260 range for the last few ones, and then there was one previously on Bring a Trailer that was delivery mileage in that same range. This one has 14,000 miles, and it's going to be sold no reserve, so we'll know what a 14,000 mile car is worth 7 days after the auction starts. So good luck with the bidding, and reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns.